As Evelyn mentioned, my name is Brian McGee. I am a Oakland resident, born and raised in Oakland. And I want to tell you a little bit about my educational background. I born and raised in Oakland, went through Oakland Unified School District, and also attended UC Berkeley as a student athlete. So this is back in the mid 80s. Finished up, got my BA degree in social welfare. And then after playing college football and finishing up my college degree, I ended up going on to graduate school after completing my BA in social welfare. Ended up going to San Francisco State and obtained my master's in social work at San Francisco State. So I have over a lot of years working in youth development, child welfare, as a child welfare worker at Alameda County, and also spent some time at juvenile hall and working with juvenile probation youth. And my last organization I worked with prior to me getting into education, I was working with Casey Family Programs, which is a program that's focused on vulnerable youth and child welfare. So that's been a lot of the work I've been doing over the years. I'm really a community individual. I like doing community work. I like going back to my high school and doing a lot of work there. I went to McClymonds High School in Oakland. I'm first generation college graduate, youngest of 7 siblings. And so for those who can relate to that, being the first in their family to go to college to seek post-secondary education, it was a journey. It was something that I look back now was one of the best decisions I made in my life. And so this gives me an opportunity to really share my story, share my experience with those coming behind me. I also did some work as an adjunct counselor at Los McDonald's College, and also did a stint at College of Alameda. So I'm in the Peralta system as well as the Contra Costa Community College system. So with that, I want to welcome everyone for showing up. I think this is a very interesting topic, timing for all of us in terms of what's going on in our country, in terms of with COVID, in terms of the stresses of life, just in general. You know, from going from one president to another, and how I've been seeing a lot of smiles on faces lately since the change of the guard. With that, our topic today is managing your stress as a college student. And so before I get into some of the resources I want to share with you, I wanted to ask a couple of students who are on this call if they can share one word that describe how they're feeling today. So if someone would like to share how they're feeling today with one word, that'd be great. I'd like to have at least 2 or 3 students share one word as an icebreaker. So is there one?
I can go first, and I'll just do it popcorn style after
Okay.
that, if that's all right. I'd say a word for me right now is kind of a combination. I like combining words, but I'd say like full plate or like full capacity. Like I'm definitely taking life by the plateful right now, despite the fact that we don't have as much capacity as like, you know, I feel like before the pandemic and everything, under like life under normalcy and all of that. But you know, still chugging along and all that good stuff. So
Great. Thank you.
I'll choose Angela or Angela if you want to go next.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say my word is optimistic.
Okay.
Optimistic for change.
Good.
Yeah, I would say that's how I feel.
That's great. Thank you. Thanks for sharing. Angela, could you choose someone else? One more?
Haley.
Is Haley available to share one word to describe how she feels?
Yes, sorry, I just joined.
Okay. So Haley, what we're doing now is just an icebreaker. Think of one word to describe how you're feeling today. You share that?
Sorry, my internet get unstable.
I didn't quite hear.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit cold and sleepy because the wind.
Got it. Okay. Thank you, Haley. And one more, and then we'll begin. Haley, could you choose someone that did not go?
I could go. I'm feeling.
Hauser?
Okay. Who's going?
I feel hydrated.
So hydrated.
Yeah, and Alicia can finish us off.
Okay. Okay.
That's my word.
Say it again. Who was that?
My bad. I think Helser called me. I'm feeling motivated.
Motivated. Great. Good. Anyone else would like to share how they're feeling today? Welcome, Hope, and welcome, Kai. Is that Kai? Okay.
Yeah. Hi, Brian. Nice to meet you. My word today is stabilizing.
Stabilizing. Great. Once again, I think as we go through these this workshop, keep in mind that every day is not going to be a great day. Okay. I think mental health is so important that we guys realize that there's physical health and there's mental health, and they go hand in hand. I know when I take a walk, it does something to my mental health as well as my physical health. And so as we go through this workshop, keep in mind that your mental health plays a big importance of your daily life. Okay, so I'm going to share with some things that you can use. Some of these you may have heard before, but I think it's important. So I'm going to start with the number one thing I believe that is important is you got to eat well. Eat well. That's very important. Some people can go through their morning without breakfast, but your breakfast should be a big part of your morning of your day as you begin your day. Especially as a student, it's hard to really figure that out, but that's an important piece. Breakfast is most important because it has the nutrients that you need, and also try to avoid the fats, high sugar type meals, because and go easy with the caffeine. I know caffeine is like a really big thing that we do. I mean, from Starbucks to all of the coffee shops that's available to us, even on campus. But eating well is very important as you think about your day as a student, because you may have an 8 o'clock class, or you may have a late class, evening class. So make important that you're eating well, you're getting your vegetables, fruits, and staying hydrated. Somebody mentioned it earlier. Hydration is very important as you go through your day. Okay, so that's one thing that can sort of support managing your stress. The second one would be exercise. It goes hand in hand with eating well. Exercising. The best thing you can do is reduces your stress. When you're going for a walk, or you hit the gym, or you may have things at your home. It may be yoga. It may be something that you do on a daily basis. It does a great job of managing your stress. It's a feel-good chemical. Okay, it's a feel-good chemical, in your body, and it acts as a natural painkiller. Instead of taking a pill, you're working, you exercise, your heart rate is increasing, and you're feeling like you can do anything. You're feeling in a good space. Also, it improves your sleep. Okay, and that's another key component, getting your sleep. You could do some walking, you could do some jogging, and you can also do some yoga. So exercising is also huge as you try to manage your stress, because there's a lot of things that we see every day. There's a lot of things that we go through on a daily basis. And sometimes most of the time, exercise could be an outlet for you. Okay. And then leads to my third one, having an outlet, having an outlet. Take a break when you've been reading, or you've been on the computer or Zoom calls with your teachers, with your instructors, and you just can't get this math, or you just can't get this English type down, or science project down, or biology project down. Outlets can include some hobbies that you can take advantage of, like playing a sport. You can do some painting, you can do some drawing, some gardening, something to get away from your everyday tension, because there's a lot of things that impact us. Like I mentioned earlier, what we went through in January of this year, in terms of our country, the Trump administration, all the things that we saw, the rioters that we saw, the things that's going on in our country that impacts us, staying off the media outlets, just CNN and all the news channels, get away from that and focus on you, what you can do here locally or the impact you and your families. Those are things where it starts, okay? Any questions so far? Okay. Very good. Okay, and also you want to be able to build a support system. A support system can be consist of family, friends, classmates. It can be a mentor, or it can be someone in your social group. Those are very great outlets when you're stressed out, because it's hard to be able to do everything you need to do alone. Sometimes you need a support of folks. It could be with family and friends who can also lift you up, who can encourage you, say, hey, don't worry about that grade you got. You got a C, so next time you can shoot for a B or an A. Because I know most junior college students, there's an opportunity for you guys to transfer to any four-year institution in the country. It could be Stanford, it could be, it could be Cal, it could be Columbia, it can be any school that you choose, depending on your major, things like that. And then it's another thing that's important, that listen without judgment. Okay, when folks are trying to say certain things to you, and they're not trying to judge you, to just listen without judgment, and then with an open mind, and also be able to provide some perspective in terms of what you're trying to accomplish. Okay, so those things, stress, you're gonna have. Stress is good to a certain extent, because it gives you a chance to say, hey, how I'm gonna tackle this next thing in my life or next task. And that leads me to the next one. You got to be able to make a plan throughout your day, throughout your semester, throughout your week. Some of us familiar with a to-do list. You write these things down, and then you have a box that you check throughout the day. So, wow. Then you reflect on it. You look back and say, hey, I had 6 things I want to accomplish. I accomplished 5 of them. That's still great. And then whatever you can't do today, you do it the next day. Okay. Don't stress out like, oh man, unless there's a complete deadline. And then also try to avoid procrastination. These are times when folks procrastinate, and some people do their best work at being a procrastinator. I'm encouraging you not to do that. Okay, it's important that you make a plan, and you want to get organized. You want to make a plan, and you want to stick with it. Stick with that plan. Prioritize your obligations. Okay, each week. What is important this week for me to tackle? All right, to get done, and then schedule that time for each one. Okay, if most of you guys may have scheduled your classes from morning to noon or morning to 1. Some of you may have to work in the afternoon, or vice versa. So keep that, if that works for you, continue to stay on that task. And then it could be like for studying and for working and for your families, and also for your friends and for yourself. Make a plan for yourself as well. Self-care, self-healing is all very, very important. Okay. And then also you want to think positively. Thinking positively gets you through everything. I try to be a positive person, with everything that's going on around us, in our communities, in our homes, in our county, in our state. So it's important that you do create your own reality. All right. Try saying positive affirmations, and positive affirmations. Evan is going to share that with you later. It's great. I think it's when you speak of things positively, and then those things become a reality, or you say, hey, I wish I can be healthier. And then you begin to act on that in terms of eating differently, exercising. 30 minutes a day or 45 minutes a day of exercise can change, can reduce your stress. I guarantee you, just try it for a week. Just 30 minutes a day. It could be walking, it could be jogging, it could be some yoga. Okay. I know with COVID, with social distancing, you can do some of those things at home, or you can go to a local park where there is distance. Lake Merritt is right down the way from Laney College. You can do a quick walk, and that's 3.5 miles. Just imagine you just walked half of the lake, and then came back to campus, or not campus, but for those who are able to go to campus. But just doing some things like that is very important. Okay, and then meditation. Okay, to meditate, breathing exercises, inhale, exhale, also reduces your stress and your heart rate. If you try that, and it works. It really does. It really does. Breathing exercises, you want to find guided meditations, which are usually on YouTube. You can log on to YouTube around meditation. Things will be available right there for you. You can follow those things. Okay. Aromatherapy. Anybody heard of aromatherapy? Aromatherapy is also great. I love lavender. Lavender works for me. When I have the scent of lavender, it really calms me down, makes me feel relaxed. The aromatic essentials, all right, for physical and emotional well-being. Okay, some of you may have lavender, some of you may have a lemon, a smell of a lemon, a smell of jasmine. Those are essential oils, essential smells that really calms us, makes us feel better, allows us to take a time out to really reflect on how I'm feeling right now and what I'm able to accomplish. And also it releases the stress and anxiety, right? There is always some anxiety when you're preparing for an exam or for a test. And then you sort of question if you prepared yourself for this exam. So breathing techniques, aromatherapy is always a great resource to utilize as you prepare yourself. Because I know as a college student myself, years ago, okay, trying to juggle being a student athlete. And then once I'm done being a student athlete, I have to go study till 10, 11, and 12 o'clock at night. And then graduate school is a little different because you're focusing on your specialty. It's a little different, but it allows you to really hone on into what you really love. So when you're in your undergrad, you're taking different courses to figure out, hey, what I want to do, what I want to major in, what's my passion. So those are things that you want to keep in mind. In terms of aromatherapy, is great. Light some candles that that helps, that works for you, right? And then journaling. When you're journaling, it might be an old cliche, but when you're writing, it helps. It really does. It allows you to process your life priorities. When you write things down and then you go back, it's like, wow, I did accomplish these things. I did share these thoughts to get me through hard times or get me through even your accomplishments. When you got to be able to celebrate your successes. Celebrate your successes, because every day shouldn't be an excuse. Every day shouldn't be just bad news. Okay, there's a lot of great things that you guys have accomplished in your life that need to be celebrated. When we were kids, we celebrated birthdays, right, with cakes and presents. As young adults, it's a little different now. It's like, hey, getting from A to B in terms of your schoolwork. Getting to college on time, getting your courses on time, being able to pay for tuition. That's a success. Being able to get financial aid, be able to get all access to resources on the college campuses. Those are successes. Okay. Journaling also, it strengthens your immune system, your immune cells. When you're writing, it does something to your mind, to your brain, and it also is a symptom to solving asthma and arthritis. When you're writing your immune system, when you're writing great thoughts, when you're logging things down, those are very, very important. Okay. Now, I wanted to go back in terms of stressors that we all may have in common. I would say trauma in our lives, experience of trauma, things that happened in our childhood, things that we still hold on to that we haven't had a chance to make closure to. Okay, those should be stressful events that happen in your life that you at some point want to resolve. Okay, because being a first generation college student, that was a lot of pressure. Okay, no one gave me a blueprint or a book to say this is how college is going to be, right? And you're 18 or 17 years old, freshman on the college campus, you have to learn to navigate this whole big world, you know. And Berkeley for me was, you know, I'm from Oakland. Berkeley is so close, but it's so far and it's so different, you know, because there's people from all over the world wants to be at the college. They arrive at this college with different cultures and different customs that you adjust to. Oakland sort of prepared me for diversity. Oakland turns me for to be a leader, to be a progressive, to really to be a human being, to accept those from other countries. So I was kind of prepared for that because Oakland gets you ready for that. So managing your stress allows you to look at the world a little differently. Okay, being able to share your experience with others can help them as well. Okay, and you may have someone who's a loner. When I use the word loner, someone who may have family members and friends, but prefer to be alone. There are some pros and cons around being a loner. Being alone, sometimes you can gather your thoughts and do what you need to do for you. But then again, you sort of isolate yourself from socialization. It could be one person that you need to connect with. Okay, it could be someone on your college campus in the counseling department or health services, someone that you can connect with. I know at community colleges, they have what is called learning communities. Learning communities are vital and also essential. I recall being part of supporting the Moja program or Latinx community or gender specifics, you know, LGBTQ communities. Those are communities that really will support you. It could be a place for a comfort, a place that you allow you to share your thoughts, and it's an outlet. Okay, so being alone sometimes could be a place where depression sets in, some anxiety. So I think it's important that you think about that in terms of having access to the learning communities on your campus, being able just to check them out and see, hey, what resources they have available to you. And so those are some of the things I wanted to share with you. I wanted to make sure there's some time for us to have a dialogue and ask questions and share your thoughts of what you heard so far. So I would like for this part to be more of a Q&A discussion. And let's talk about what's been working for you guys in terms of managing your stress and what things that you heard today that you can implement in your daily walk of life. So with that, anyone have any questions? Anyone have any comments? Because I'm going to share a video with you guys later of my life when I was a young person and how I was able to think about what I want to do with my life years ago. And I see myself doing it today. So with that, I'm going to see if anyone has any questions, comments.
Thank you so much for sharing. I just wanted to plug a place that sort of introduced me to meditation, because I've actually developed a meditation practice a meditation practice has really helped me in quarantine. I mean, in terms of motivation and in terms of just sitting with thoughts and feelings, particularly just really difficult ones and on like really difficult days. This place called East Bay Meditation Center, right in Oakland. and they offer like a bunch of different resources. They have a multiple weekly meditation groups, all for different inclusivities. So they have a Mahasangha every Friday, which essentially means all people of all colors, of all abilities, and then they have a LGBTQI or Alphabet Sangha, and then they have a People of Color Sangha, and so those were going before quarantine, and they've continued to go into, and they have also sort of retreats, or essentially events that will carry either that'll be once a week for several weeks, or they'll be here. I'll put up the website in the chat, but most like almost all of their events are offered what's known as Dana based, which means it's via donation and only what you can give. So a lot of the time they don't turn away people from lack of funds. And so, I mean, especially like these weekly meditation groups I've mentioned, you can go to them completely for free. You don't have to, you basically, you give what you can. Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Thanks for sharing. Evelyn, could you pull up the affirmations I shared with you? Are they in the chat? I would like for everyone to take a look at that. And
yeah, it's in the chat. It's
can you share it on the screen?
Yes.
Like, great. So can everyone see that? These are some of the affirmations I thought was very, could be useful. It says 10 morning gratitude affirmations. And can we have the students, one student read one of these each, and then I'll read the rest of them. Who can start over number one?
I could start.
Okay, great.
Number one, thank you for this new day.
Thank you. Because COVID is real. And some folks can't say that today because they're no longer here. They transition. So you want to thank yourself for a new day every day. Who would like to read number two? Okay, I'll read number two. I'm filled with happiness and gratitude. Happiness and gratitude.
I could take number three. I'm grateful for another chance to live my life.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Who would like to read number four?
I can jump in. I'm grateful to feel the air in my lungs and the beating of my heart.
Great. Thank you. Evelyn, could you read number five?
I'm thankful simply for being alive.
Thank you. Being alive it's a great thing, you guys. I mean, we need to cherish each day that we have on this planet. You know, cherish the moments with family and friends, cherish the moment with our loved ones and folks that we really care about. Okay. Number six, Kai. How about number six, Kai?
Thankfulness, appreciation, and sincere gratitude are part of who I am.
Thankfulness, appreciation, and sincere gratitude are part of who I am. Man, if you could say that every morning, that's one great gratitude affirmation that can really get you through the day. You know, that's important to me. Number seven.
I can do. I'm grateful for who I am and for what I have.
Good. Thank you. Thank you. Was that Jose?
Yes.
Thank you, Jose. Thank you. Number eight.
I invite gratitude into my heart.
Yes. Great. I'll read number nine. Today I will have an attitude of gratitude. Today I will have an attitude of gratitude. Great. And number 10, who would like to finish this up? That one. Okay, I'll read it. I'll finish this up. Thank you for the blessings this day will bring. Okay. Thank you, Evelyn, for sharing that with us. That last one, blessings that we receive. Those are really, really, really important. I mean, we're blessed to be alive today. We're blessed for our health today. We're blessed for the food that we consume. I mean, we're blessed for some freedoms that we have, you know, things that we're allowed to do on a daily basis that we never really look back and say, wow, you know, there are folks throughout this world may not have the opportunities that we have in this country. And so I think I'm looking at potential leaders on this platform that we can accomplish anything we set our minds to. No one can stop you, okay? No one can stop you from reaching your goal. People said that I wouldn't make it. Here I stand today as an African-American man, 50 plus years of age, that are still with energy, with gratitude, with a spiritual foundation that allows me to do the things that I do every day. I love what I do. I love helping underserved communities. I love serving those who are in need. I like to share resources because if I succeed, I want all of us to succeed. Okay, I want all of us to get a college degree and get into a profession that we love. And then you will be that individual who will come back and do the thing like I'm doing right now, to share your experience, to share what success you have, and some challenges, because it's important to know the challenges that you faced and you've overcome with your resiliency. Okay, and being resilient and advocating for folks and all of those things it gives you a certain feeling when you give. Okay, when you give, there's blessings that you will receive. I guarantee you, I'm a witness of that. You know, I've gave a lot and then I'm receiving the benefits of my giving. So as you think about how can I manage this stress? How I'm going to pay this bill, you know, realize your resources. Contact me. I have a ton of resources. I know a lot of people. I've been to Tokyo, Japan. I've been to Osaka, Japan, and people have helped me as well. And so I have an obligation to support those behind me. One thing I also wanted to share now is a small video of myself. I'm going to do that now. Share.
Had his senior season cut short because of an ankle injury. Now, that's tough to take for any athlete.
Okay, I'm going to start over. I'm going to get some context. That's me in high school. That's me as a quarterback. This is in 1984. Okay. This is at Skyline High School in Oakland. There's a game we were playing there, and I didn't know how great I was because we didn't have social media. We didn't have that platform where I can put all my games out there for folks to see. But my journey, I was 17 years old when they did the story, Channel 4, and they said, Brian, you're gonna be on TV. I'm like, what? Me? Little kid from Oakland, West Oakland, California. So I'm gonna let you guys take a look at this. This is my life.
That's tough to take for any athlete. But for Brian McGee of McClymonds High School, the road is just beginning, the real road. And he's well prepared. Pete Liebengood has the story tonight.
Brian McGee's don't come around often. Great McClymonds athletes like Frank Robinson, Bill Russell, and Jimmy Hines didn't have anything on McGee at age 17. He is a kid from West Oakland with a 3.5 grade point average who is going somewhere. Exactly where may be in one of these many letters from college recruiters.
I can't play with you, guys. You guys are from West Oakland. I can't play with you.
Paul Cotton is the coach who once was a Black Panther and a self-described social rather than racial militant who is seeing to it that McGee gets somewhere.
He wants me to work even harder, you know, than most of the guys because he sees something in me. You feel that have potential.
Cotton's football program has the unsophisticated markings of most of those in the inner city.
Oh, we talked about this all week. We knew they were going to come to the outside. Apparently, that's what they're doing. They're beating you over here with just one man out there. Look at that. Take this guy out of here. We want to get outside. And I want this back right here. And I want Brian McGee out here.
The style of play is advanced sandlot. It's raw, not unlike the environment in which these kids live.
Coach Cotton has said to me on several occasions, all I want to do is get him out of here. Do you know what he means by that?
What he's saying basically is guys are used to the low life. Well, West Oakland, mainly. They haven't been beyond West Oakland, like out of the state or out of the city, basically, you know. And I think he wants the kids to go beyond that. And I feel he's right about that.
Brian has lived all of his 17 years in this house. Only this week, as a temporary cast from an injured ankle slowed his coming and going. But Coach Cotton was in the neighborhood, and Coach Cotton, the one who harps on good grades, the one who says, you got to get out of here, kid, is special to Brian, as Brian is to him.
When you work with a kid for 4 years and you watch them develop, you saw his potential and you try to develop them, we send him to camps, and you watch him grow, you know, you get attached to him.
With a firm hand to guide him on the football field and the strong support of a tight family unit, a premature ending to his senior year of football is hardly a setback for Brian. While he wants to be the rare black college quarterback, he is reminded by his crutches and his coach of his priorities.
I want to get a degree, basically, a degree. Football is second. Sports is second. First is achieving, because I can't play football forever.
In West Oakland, I'm Pete Liebengood, News Center 4.
Thank you, Paul Cotton, and go Brian McGee and everybody else that he is coaching over there. That's a good story. Nice guy, smart kid, too.
Good philosophy.
Thanks, Tom.
So, are you guys there? So that story resonates with me every day because, first of all, I didn't realize I was getting recruited so heavily out of high school, and secondly, I got injured my senior year, so I didn't think I was going to get a scholarship. I didn't think none of that was going to happen. But blessings, you know, when you're humble, when you help people, people look out for you. And I received all those letters that you saw. You know, I had to make a decision. You know, it came down to University of Utah or Cal. I went on these crew trips to these places, and it was stressful because no one told me what this would be like. I didn't have anybody in my family say, hey, at 17 years old, this is what recruiting is going to look like, or visiting these colleges and what you need to major and all that kind of stuff. Make sure you take your A through G requirements, A through, and all that kind of stuff, right? Those are things I had to sort of navigate on my own, and also utilize my resources at the high school level, the counselors, and outside, you know? So I just want you guys to remember, I would love to have went to the NFL and made millions of dollars, right? But that didn't happen. That could have been stressful. I said, hey, I want to get my family out of the community. I want to get a big house. That didn't happen. But one thing did happen is that I got that college degree, and they can't take that away from you. They can take the sport away. They can take all those other things. But as you are going to school today, continue to stay focused on your goal, what you want to achieve. Don't let anyone stand in your way. It could be a relative that's saying, why are you going to college? I don't know why you're wasting your time. There is benefits in going to college. There is opportunity to meet so many different people. I mean, the people I play with in college. I am now part of the football, here's my, right here, the Cal alumni. So from Aaron Rodgers to Jared Goff, Marshawn Lynch, these are all of my brothers, all of my social network. So if I need to make a phone call, it's no problem. You know, if I need a resource, if I need somebody to donate to Lane College, I know Coach John Bean, knowing him for 35 years while I was in high school. So he's a big man on campus, you know. And so utilize the resources near you. Call on me if you need a resource. I shared a lot of information with Evelyn, and she put things in the chat. But it's important that you take care of yourself. Do we have any first college students in your family? Could you raise your hand if you first time in college in your family? Is there one? Okay. Okay, I see you. I see you. So the road may seem hard, but at the end of the day, just stay on the course. You know, stay focused. Utilize your resources. Utilize. I see Hope Lane is on here. Utilize Hope Lane. Utilize Evelyn. Utilize Rhea. Miss Rhea. So all of these resources are there for you. The way you manage your stress, once again, is some of the things I share with you. Eating well, exercising, aromatherapy, journaling, doing the things to get you through the day. And take one day at a time. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about next week. Take care of today. You know, you take care of today and then prepare for tomorrow. Complete today and then prepare for tomorrow. Mental health could lead to a lot of things if you don't manage it. Depression, anxiety, isolation, and also can lead to death. You know, some folks have suicidal ideations, feeling like, why am I here? No one cares about me. Why am I on this earth? We care about you. The staff cares about you. We want you to succeed. We want you to have a great life. Life is a journey, is not a destination. Remember that. Life is a journey, not a destination. I'm a prime example. From West Oakland to Berkeley, all expenses paid. I left Berkeley debt free. So the scholarships, apply for those, whatever you can get. Focus on these grants, Pell grants. If you have to take a loan, make sure that it's not a huge loan, because at one point you have to pay it back. So with that, are there any questions, you guys, before we wrap up? We got about 9 minutes. Was this helpful for you all, for the students?
I think I just want to say, first off, thank you, Brian, for sharing your story. I think that's part of like all of our healing journey, is like just sharing, you know, just sharing our stories and sharing where we came from. And I personally like resonate with a lot that you said. So just appreciate you coming with all your vulnerability and sharing all of your wisdom today.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Is it Brissa? Miss Santana, you have a comment?
I mean, I appreciate everything that you shared. I know, like, for me, something that I resonate with the most, or it was like the first part of your presentation about like eating good and making sure that you're filling your belly like as much as you can. I just learned recently that 90% of your like serotonin levels come from gut health. And so that's like the majority chunk of your happiness right there, you know? So I find myself whenever I'm on Zoom, like I'm always nibbling on something or drinking water, and that just helps me, you know? So that and like, yeah, there we go. You know? Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, so whatever gets you through, you know? We're all just coping and trying to make it through, so.
Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you. And Kai, thank you for sharing the resource as well. I think as we go on our daily life, after we hang up from this workshop, reflect on what you can, something new that you can put into your life. Who would be the next person that you can say hello to, or good morning to, or good afternoon to? Because right now, you know, like I mentioned, you know, we need some healing. You know, our country needs a lot of healing right now, and I think by doing that, you know, we're going to make sure that we are mentally stable, physically stable, and also being able to reflect on what's important to us. And I'm just another piece of the ingredient of success. So if you need a resource, or if you need to contact me or shoot me an email, and I see what I can do. If you're thinking about going to Berkeley, hey, holla at me. You know, I got some resources and admissions and things like that. Also, sporting events, once this all lifted, you know, I get free tickets to Cal games. You know, I had like 500 tickets to a football game. So I just went to every community center in the community, dropped them off, or church, you know, like, hey, some kids have never been to Berkeley. And it's like 6-7 miles away. Just being on that campus, just walking the campus. It's a beautiful campus. You know, our rivals are Stanford. Stanford's also a good school, but you know, they're our rivals, but Stanford's also a great school. So we have a lot of San Jose State, even Cal State East Bay. We visit the campus, is beautiful. San Francisco State, I love San Francisco State. You know, it's a great campus. I enjoyed graduate school there. I met a lot of people. So utilize your resources on campus, because I think that's where it starts. And social work, if you're thinking about a field in social work, it's a great field. It's broad. You can do anything. You can go into administration. You can go into planning. You can go into programming. You know, I've had a chance to do a lot with my master's in social work. So it's not where you start, it's where you finish. And I wish you all the best. Keep your eyes on the prize and go for it. And so with that, you guys, I'm going to turn it back over to Evelyn and Alicia. Is there anything else you would like to share? Our closing thoughts?
No, just thank you again. So much gratitude. And please, for the students, please stay tuned. We have so many cool events around healing and holistic healing this semester. So just stay tapped in to what we got going on. And good luck. Welcome back.